must become the best version of yourself. And you need to leave behind the mindset of not being perfect. Because nobody is born perfect. We all have something that we wish we were. We all have something that we wish we were a bit taller. You know, maybe we wish our face looked different. You know, our hair. Some of us wish that we were born in a different environment, in a different circumstance. But there's things that are simply out of our control. And you must accept the things that are out of your control. And part of that is becoming the best version of yourself by leveraging the things that you can control. And this also ties into stoicism. And this is a very good concept to keep in your mind when you're on self-improvement. If you're short, do everything else you can to make up for that. If you're ugly, do everything else that you can to make up for that, etc., etc. Your environment, make the best of the environment that you live in. Whether the country you live in, whether you live in poverty, or if you grew up in an abusive environment, abusive household, you have to improve on what you can control. You can control your diet. You can control the choices of whether you go out to exercise or not. You can control how you control how you react to situations. You know, if someone disrespects you, you could either get angry, or you can keep control of your emotions and handle the situation with bravery and confidence. So when people do say, oh, be the best version of yourself, it sounds kind of cheesy, like, oh, just be yourself. Just be yourself is bad advice, in my honest opinion. Because this is something a lot of guys say when it comes to women. They say, oh, just be yourself. This is like normie advice. Yourself is you are imperfect. You are imperfect. So don't be surprised if being yourself is not giving you the best results. Now, if you have the perfect personality, if you're charming, if you're very smart, very disciplined naturally, this would work. But let's be real, in reality, you yourself are probably not very disciplined. You probably don't have the best personality. And in general, you're gonna have flaws that you're fighting against. You're gonna have good things about. There's gonna be good aspects that you naturally have. Maybe you're a kind person. Maybe you're really smart. But you may have a few aspects that are negative. Maybe you're a narcissist at the same time. Maybe you get really aggressive easily, right? Like, imagine if you were just a very aggressive person, someone who gets pissed off easily, and you take the advice of just be yourself. There's gonna be some situations where being yourself is not the right answer, because you know deep in your heart that blowing up and getting upset and getting angry is not the right thing to do. So the improved version of that is be the best version of yourself. The best version. So be you. Don't be a fake. Don't like have a fake ass personality. You know, don't watch a movie and like download someone's personality and just completely throw your personality away. Don't do that, because we're all unique and we all have something to bring to the table. But think about the different versions of you that you have inside of you, right? Think about the worst version of you. Think about the version of you that does bad things, that makes the wrong choices, that is undisciplined, that lets their emotions control them. You don't want to be that. And think about the version of you. What version of you do you see that is someone that you would want to look up to, that other people would want to look up to, that people would admire? Someone who's kind, intelligent, hardworking, disciplined, funny, charming, good with women, good at making friends, very focused and goal-oriented. You need to be yourself, but you need to be that version of yourself that's going above and beyond. The version that's making the right choices, that's doing the right thing. Because I hate to say it, but most of us know right from wrong. You know right from wrong. You know when you're eating that junk food that you have a choice to consume that junk food. Whenever you indulge in a substance, a mind-altering substance, you have a choice. And you know that if you're on self-improvement, if you're on your self-improvement journey and you're trying to get better and you want to break free and you want to become a master over your mind, that indulging in alcohol or drugs is not the right thing to do. It's not getting you closer to your ultimate goal. Or just wasting time, being lazy, doom scrolling. A lot of us doom scroll, watch TV, spend a lot of time on activities that ultimately bring us nothing. And there's a small guilt that you have within yourself where you know what you're doing is not contributing to the mission, but you continue to do it anyway because you're operating within your old self. When you change yourself, when you get on self-improvement, when you start making drastic changes, your old personality is going to fight to stay alive. It's a living, breathing being. The different personalities in your head, the different versions of you are living things within your mind. That version of you this is why it's so hard to break an addiction, because it's an older version of yourself fighting to stay alive, and it's going to fight to stay alive. Your mind, this is why they say, it's like a mental battle. You're fighting against yourself. You are your own worst enemy. And that old version of you doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to let go. It doesn't want to give up control. And that's why it's so uncomfortable whenever you're trying to kill the old version of yourself and become reborn. Because you have to make room for the new version of you. But in order for you to make room, you're going to have to kick out that other personality, that old controlling personality, that version of you that would rather eat junk food, that version of you that would rather be lazy, that would rather sleep in, that would rather not go to the gym. And they will use every trick in the book. They'll tell you things that they'll convince you. Your own mind will convince you not to do the right thing. And if you think you know better, if you're watching this video, think about where you're at right now. You got yourself to where you're at right now. So if your life is in a bad spot, if your physical health is in a bad spot, if your finances are in a bad spot, you got yourself there. The version of you that's currently operating has brought you to this reality that you're living in right now. So it's up to you to become reborn and rise from the ashes as a new version that's going to get you to that better financial spot, that's going to get you into better physical shape, that's going to transform your personality to a better version. And that's really what you have to focus on and think about. You have to think about this well, and you have to study this well. You must read books on self-improvement, self-discipline. Read books on stoicism. You will find nuggets of this knowledge buried within that will help you along with your journey. Watch self-improvement content. They all talk about the same thing. Becoming a newer version of yourself. Letting the past go and letting the new world be born. So if you guys need help getting to that level, if you guys need help identifying the problems that are currently holding you back, I have a link down below. I have a Calendly link. You can book a call with me and we can talk about what's been going on. So if you're truly ready to change your life, if you're truly ready to identify the problems that you've been having, book a call down below and we'll talk about it. And we'll talk about exactly what you need to do, what mindset you need to have when you're going into this new version of yourself. Alright, much love to y'all. Like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and peace out, guys.